What if I told you that rushing into a nursing home might not be the best decision for you or your loved ones? Have you ever wondered if there's a better way to age with dignity and happiness? Many people believe that as soon as they struggle with daily tasks, a nursing home is the only option. But that's not always true. The fear of losing independence is real, but there are secrets to maintaining a fulfilling life without immediately choosing a nursing home. Today, we're going to explore real-life stories of elderly people who found better solutions, ones that allowed them to stay independent, maintain happiness, and avoid unnecessary institutional care. So, before making any big decisions about aging and care, listen to these stories. They might just change the way you think about getting older. Let's begin. Story 1. Grandma Helen's Unexpected Lesson. At 82 years old, Grandma Helen had always been a strong, independent woman. She had raised 3 children on her own, kept her home spotless, and loved tending to her small garden. But one evening, everything changed. She slipped in the kitchen while reaching for a glass of water and fell hard. The pain shot through her hip and she knew something was wrong. After a rushed trip to the hospital, the doctors told her she had suffered a minor fracture, nothing too serious but enough to make walking and daily chores much harder. Her children, worried about her safety, insisted that she move into a nursing home. "Mom, you need help. What if you fall again? It's time to think about your well-being," they told her. But Helen resisted. The thought of leaving her home, her memories, and everything she had built over the years felt like giving up. She feared being placed in a small, unfamiliar room, surrounded by strangers, with no control over her daily life. Determined to find another way, Helen explored her options. That's when she found Margaret, a retired nurse who had recently started working as a live-in caregiver. Margaret moved into Helen's home, helping her with daily tasks, cooking, cleaning, and even light physical therapy. But more than that, she became a companion, someone who listened to Helen's stories, shared meals with her, and made her laugh again. With this arrangement, Helen didn't just get the care she needed. She got to stay in her own home, surrounded by the life she loved. She recovered faster than expected, and with Margaret's support, she regained much of her independence. The lesson? Sometimes, alternative care at home is a better choice than rushing into a nursing home. Many elderly people assume they have only one option, but with the right support system, staying at home can be possible, even after health challenges. Story 2. Mr. Thompson and the Power of Community. Mr. Thompson, at 78 years old, found himself in a place he never expected. After losing his beloved wife of 50 years, he was left with an empty house and a heavy heart. The loneliness weighed on him, and simple tasks that once seemed easy, like cooking a meal or even keeping up with housework, had become overwhelming. He missed the laughter and companionship he used to share with his wife, and the thought of living out his days alone was more than he could bear. His children, seeing how much he was struggling, suggested moving him into a nursing home. They felt it would be the safest option, given his age and recent difficulties. But Mr. Thompson wasn't ready to give up on his independence. He didn't want to feel like a burden or lose the small comforts of his life, his garden, his favorite chair by the window, and the memories that filled the house. Instead of a nursing home, Mr. Thompson made a life-changing decision. He moved into a senior co-living community. This was a shared home where seniors like him lived together, helping one another while still maintaining their independence. It wasn't a facility. It was a house full of people who were in similar situations, older adults who understood the value of companionship and the importance of maintaining a sense of purpose. Living in this community completely transformed Mr. Thompson's life. He quickly found new friends who shared his love for gardening and cooking, and he even became the unofficial chef of the house, preparing meals for everyone. The daily interactions, the laughter, and the sense of belonging gave him a new purpose. His health improved as he felt emotionally supported, and his loneliness faded. The lesson here? You don't always need a nursing home. A strong, supportive community can help you stay independent and rediscover the joy of life. Sometimes it's not just about physical care, it's about emotional connection, sharing experiences and knowing that you are not alone. Story 3. Margaret's smart financial decision. At 85 years old, Margaret was feeling the weight of time. Her health wasn't what it used to be. She found it harder to manage the upkeep of her large home, and everyday tasks like climbing stairs and cleaning became increasingly difficult. She knew her independence was slipping away, and the thought of relying on others for everything was unsettling. Her children suggested a nursing home, believing it would be the best solution for her needs. But Margaret wasn't ready to give up her freedom just yet. Instead of moving into a nursing home, Margaret made a smart financial decision that would change her life. She decided to downsize from her spacious family home to a smaller, more manageable apartment that was easily accessible, with no stairs and everything she needed on one floor. The new apartment was near her daughter, so she could visit often, but it still allowed Margaret to maintain her privacy and live on her own terms. To further maintain her independence, Margaret hired part-time help, someone to assist with light housekeeping, grocery shopping, and occasional personal care. This arrangement was far less expensive than a nursing home, and it gave her more flexibility. She was able to save money while still getting the support she needed. With her daughter close by, Margaret felt secure knowing she wasn't alone, but she didn't have to be fully dependent on anyone. This decision allowed Margaret to live out her years with both independence and support. She didn't have to sacrifice her life or financial stability in the process, and she found comfort in knowing that she was in control of her situation. The lesson here? Financial planning and downsizing can help you maintain control over your life without going into a nursing home. With careful planning, you can reduce the burden of a large home, stay close to family, and still enjoy the freedom of living on your own terms. Story 4. Old Mr. Lee's Secret to Aging Well. At 90 years old, Mr. Lee was an inspiration to everyone around him. He lived alone in his cozy apartment, but he was far from helpless. While many of his peers struggled with their health and daily activities, Mr. Lee remained remarkably independent. He could still walk to the local market, make his own meals, and even take care of his small garden. But what was his secret? How did he manage to stay so healthy and independent even in his 90s? The answer wasn't some miracle cure or expensive treatment, it was his lifestyle. Mr. Lee had always believed in the power of small, consistent habits. Every morning, without fail, he would go for a brisk walk around his neighborhood. It wasn't a long walk, just 20 minutes or so, but it kept him moving and his body active. In the evenings, he would do a few simple exercises to maintain flexibility and strength. And perhaps most importantly, Mr. Lee paid close attention to what he ate. He made sure to eat balanced meals full of fruits, vegetables, and lean proteins, while avoiding processed foods and excessive sugar. Because Mr. Lee took care of himself consistently over the years, he was able to delay needing assistance for a long time. His health remained stable, and he felt good enough to continue his daily routines without relying on others. He wasn't waiting for a future where he would need a nursing home or constant help. He was actively preventing that by living well today. The lesson? Your lifestyle today determines your independence tomorrow. By maintaining good habits, even simple ones, you can set yourself up for a healthier, more independent future. Prevention truly is the key to aging well. Story 5. Why Grandma Sophia Chose Family Over a Nursing Home. At 87 years old, Grandma Sophia had always been a strong and independent woman. But after a series of health complications, her doctors told her she could no longer live alone. Her mobility was declining, and her ability to care for herself had diminished to the point where they strongly recommended she move into a nursing home. The idea of leaving her home and her memories behind, however, felt like a loss she wasn't ready to face. She didn't want to feel like a burden to anyone, but the thought of being in a facility away from the love of her family felt unbearable. Instead of following the doctor's advice, Sophia made a bold decision. She moved in with her granddaughter, Maria. Maria, who had always been close to Sophia, immediately began making adjustments to her home to ensure it was safe and comfortable for her grandmother. She added grab bars in the bathroom, widened doorways for wheelchair access, and arranged furniture to make the space easier to navigate. It wasn't a big, expensive change, but it was the thoughtful modifications that made all the difference for Sophia. Living with Maria brought Sophia a sense of peace and belonging that no nursing home could provide. The two of them spent their days together, sharing stories, cooking meals, and enjoying quiet moments that brought them closer than ever before. Sophia felt surrounded by love and support, and instead of feeling like a burden, she felt valued and cherished. The bond between them grew stronger, and Sophia found joy in simply being part of her granddaughter's life, witnessing her family grow. The lesson here? Sometimes, family support and small home adjustments can be a better solution than a nursing home. With the right help and a little creativity, it's possible to stay in the comfort of your own family's care, surrounded by love and connection, instead of feeling isolated in a facility. Family can provide not just physical assistance, but emotional fulfillment that no institution can offer. Conclusion. As we've seen today, there are many alternatives to moving into a nursing home. Whether it's through family support, community, or smart financial decisions, maintaining independence and dignity is possible at any age. Remember, the choices you make today can shape the way you live tomorrow. Thank you for watching. If you found these stories inspiring, don't forget to leave a comment. Do you agree with the stories shared today? Let us know by commenting 9 or 2 below. Stay safe, take care, and until next time.